So, students, in our previous class, we came to know that Joe goes to Laurie's house and tries to make friends with him and decides to read something for Laurie so that he can be amused. He's lonely. But she tells that she'll only come the next time if her mother allows her. Now, starting with scene 3. So the scene is set in this way. When the curtains rise, we see a young boy in a flutter of excitement at the idea of having company. He frequently glances at the door as if expecting someone. A bell peals in the distance and the boy stops, transfixed, his head on the side as if listening to something. A maid walks in from the right to announce that a young lady has come to see him. So, Laurie is being seen moving here and there in a flutter of excitement. He's so excited at the thought of having a company of Joe, and he continuously time and again keeps on looking at the door as if he's expecting someone. And that very moment the bell rings in, and the boy, that is Laurie, he stops. He's surprised and he stops over there for a moment and keeps on listening that what is going on near the door. So a maid walks in from the right to announce that a young lady has come to see him. And who's the young lady? It is Miss Joe. Laurie, all right, show her up. It's Miss Joe. Joe appears with a covered dish in one hand and bets 3 kittens in the other. So Joe appears and she's holding a dish in one hand and her sister bets 3 small kittens in the other. So Joe says, "Here I am, bag and baggage. Mother sent her love and would be glad if I could do anything for you. Meg wanted me to bring some of her blamage, and Beth thought her cats would be comforting. I knew you'd laugh at them, but I couldn't refuse." So she says that I'm here with all my possessions. So she had brought some dish which her sister Meg had sent. Then mother has sent love for her, and her sister Beth, she had asked her to take her 3 kittens, which would be a good company, or it would be comforting for Laurie to see. And she further says, I know that you'll laugh at it. But she could not refuse her sister, she says. Laurie smiles as Joe uncovers the blamage. So Laurie smiles because there is someone to take care of him. That looks too pretty to eat. Joe, tell the girl to put it away for your tea. It's so smooth it will slip down without hurting your sore throat. I came to amuse you. Shall I read aloud? So Joe tells that you can tell your maid to keep it away for some time, and you can have it during your tea time. And she further tells that it is so smooth that it will slip down your throat without even hurting your throat, because he was having sore throat. And she further says that I came to amuse you. And shall I read aloud? Laurie, thank you. If you don't mind, I'd rather talk. So he says that okay, thank you, but I feel that we should talk if you don't mind. Joe, not a bit. I can talk all day. Beth says I never know when to stop. So she says that okay, I don't mind talking, because I also love talking. As my sister Beth says that I don't know where to stop. Laurie anxiously. Is Beth, the rosy one who stays at home a good deal and sometimes goes out with a little basket? So Laurie is anxiously asking that Beth is the same girl who is a little bit rosy, pinkish. The complexion of her face is pinkish, and who stays at home for quite a long time, and at times she goes out with a little basket. Joe, yes, she's my girl and a regular good one she is too. So Joe says that yes, she is my good friend and she is very well mannered. Laurie, the pretty one is Meg and the curly haired one is Amy. So Laurie says that the pretty one is Meg and the curly haired is Amy. So they were 4 sisters. So Joe looks surprised. How did you find that out? So Joe is surprised and she says that how did you find out that? You have never been to our place. How did you find that? Laurie, why, you see, I often hear you calling to one another and I can't help looking over at your house. I beg your pardon. He says that I keep on hearing the calls you make to one another and I can't stop myself from looking to your house. And he says that I'm sorry, I beg your pardon for being so rude, but sometimes you forget to draw the curtains at the window where the flowers are. And he says that at times you forget to draw the curtains. You don't draw the curtains, and so I'm able to see what is going inside your house. And when the lamps are lighted, it's like looking at a picture to see the fire and you all around the table with your mother. So he says that it is a beautiful scene to look at your house, the inside scene of your house, with all the sisters sitting near the fire, and your mother is also there at the table. Her face is right opposite, and it looks so sweet behind the flowers. I haven't got any mother, you know. So he says that your mother's face is it looks so sweet behind the flowers, and he says that I haven't got any mother. His lips twitch. His lips, they move suddenly or involuntarily because he is touched by seeing all this. Joe gently, we'll never draw the curtain anymore, and I give you leave to look as much as you like. I just wish, though, instead of peeping, you'd come over and see us. Mother is so splendid. She'll do you heaps of good, and we'll have jolly time. Wouldn't your grandpa let you? So Joe could understand what feelings Laurie was having, and she very gently says that we'll never draw the curtain anymore, so you are at a liberty to peep inside our house. Rather, she says that I would wish that rather than peeping, it would be better that you come over to their place and see and have a good company over there. And she further says that their mother is very good, and she'll be feeling very happy. She'll feel very happy when you'll come and meet the whole family. And she says that wouldn't your grandpa let you? Laurie, I think he would if your mother asked him. He's very kind and he lets me do what I like, pretty much. Only he's afraid I might be a bother to strangers. So Laurie says, no, my grandfather is also very kind and he allows me to do whatever I like, but he'll only allow if your mother asks him. And the only botheration my grandfather is having is that Laurie might be a botheration for strangers. Joe interrupting, but we are not strangers, we are neighbors, and you need not think you'd be a bother. We want to know you. Joe and Laurie start talking about books. So Joe, at once she says that we are not strangers, we are now neighbors, and you need not think that you would be a botheration for us. We want to know you. And then they start talking about books. Laurie, calm down and see our library. Grandpa is out, so you need not be afraid. So Laurie says that you can come down into the basement room and see the library. So Grandpa is out and there's no need to be afraid of anything. Joe tossing her head. I'm not afraid of anything. So Joe is a tomboy and she says that I'm not afraid of anything. So I'm fearless. So we'll continue with the next part next time, children.